So when it comes to learning how to be confident and how to be able to feel comfortable in who you are, you have to learn how to love yourself first. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the top ways that you can start building your own confidence in who you are. So whenever I'm talking to people, I realize that a lot of them don't talk with a lot of confidence. A lot of them don't walk with a lot of confidence. They don't really project how confident they are in who they are. And I think that the key thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that it really starts with yourself. It really starts with bettering yourself physically, it starts with bettering yourself mentally, it starts with bettering yourself financially, it starts with bettering yourself just like in every aspect of your life. I think that is very key, that whenever you're building up your confidence, that you need to start working on every aspect of your life. That way you can start leveling up to the maximum potential that you could possibly be. First thing I would say is don't compare yourself to other people. A lot of people, they look at someone else and they're like, they're in better shape, they get more girls, they, for girls, they wear the makeup better, they have a better body, they have a better style, they have a better car. And whenever you start comparing yourself to other people, the biggest thing that you start doing is looking down on yourself and being, why don't I have those things? Why don't I have the gifts to be able to acquire those things, when you definitely can acquire all of those things? You can be able to start working on yourself by going to the gym. You can start working on yourself by getting your money up. That way you can increase your fashion. You can start working on different things to better yourself. And a lot of people like to look at someone else and they're like, oh, they have something that I don't have, so I'm less than. And a lot of people find themselves losing their confidence because they don't feel like they're as good as the next person. I think a lot of people lose confidence because they're comparing themselves to people that's on social media, comparing yourself to people that are stars, they're in the music industry, they're in the, they're a really good actor, whatever that looks like, and you're like, that should be me, but it's not me. Why is it that I can be good enough to have those things? So that's the first thing I would say. Definitely do not compare yourself to anyone else. Be who you want to be and build who you want to build. Second thing I would say is learn to speak up. A lot of people are so shy to talk to people. A lot of people, I think the reason why people are shy to actually speak to people is because they have social anxiety, or they're so used to texting someone on their phone. They're so used to being on the phone, but there's not like that face-to-face conversation. When you're looking at someone, it shows confidence whenever you're looking at them eye to eye, whenever you're looking at them and you're listening to what they're saying. It shows that you're like able to be engaged into the conversation and that you're not so focused on yourself. A major thing that I would recommend is just learning to speak up. People will talk to you and then all of a sudden you want to talk, but you're whispering. You want to talk and you're thinking that like you're going to start stuttering. You're not really sure what you want to say, that you're going to be fumbling over your words. The first step whenever you're having a conversation is to learn how to speak up. People want to hear what you have to say, and you have to make it feel like you need to hear what I have to say. Not in a very cocky way, but in a I'm confident in what I'm saying type of way. And so when it comes to those things, I think you should be able to be comfortable with who you're talking to, or understand that the person that you're talking to needs to hear what you have to say. So speak up, because if you don't speak up, you won't be heard. Third thing I would say is learn how to say no. A lot of people want to be able to be people pleasers and they want to be able to tend to everybody, cater to everybody, that they don't know how to say no. And so it makes them feel that they are overgiving themselves to someone that doesn't deserve it. For a lot of people, what I realize is that when you're talking to them, and even if they don't want to do something, they'll say yes just to make sure that they feel included, that they feel a part of, that they feel like they can be able to experience something just because everybody else is doing it. And so learn to be able to say no. Like I've said before, I don't smoke and I don't drink. And a lot of people have offered like, hey, just take a hit. Hey, just take a sip. And I'm perfectly okay with saying no. I'm very confident in who I am, that that's not something that I want to do, to a point where I can say no to those things and people can respect them. If you're able to say no to people, then it shows them who you really are, and that you're not just someone that they can walk over. Because if you're that person that can say yes, I'm sure you're the person that just does anything just to do it. Someone says, hey, take this sip, hey, take a drink, right? And you don't drink, or you don't drink that often, you don't want to drink in that moment, but you want to feel included, you're at a party or whatever, and you're like, yeah, let's just do it just because. People may look at you and be like, oh yeah, they don't know how to say no, so you can offer them anything. You need to learn how to say no. A part of saying no is also saying no to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to work on weight loss, you're trying to work on getting better, you need to learn how to say no to those bad habits. Start building the habits in yourself to say, I'm the type of person that can stand by my principle, that can stay and be disciplined to what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm not someone that can just go through life and be like saying yes to everything. Being that person that can say no is so crucial, because a lot of people don't know how to say no, rather to themselves or to the people that they really need to say no to. And if you feel like you can't say no to someone without them accepting it, that should make you reflect on the people that you're around. Because if you're around people that want to peer pressure you into doing things you don't want to do, maybe you just need to remove yourself from that situation. Fourth thing I would say is learning to just have self-love in yourself. Having self-love in yourself. Clearly, what I mean is being able to just appreciate who you are. Appreciate the person that has came this far. You're the only person that knows everything that you've been through on a day-to-day basis. And so when it comes to learning how to be confident and how to be able to feel comfortable in who you are, you have to learn how to love yourself first. For all my Marvel fans out there, if you know X-Men, then you know Mystique. If you don't know Mystique, Mystique is a character that can be able to transform herself into anybody, basically to manipulate the enemy for whatever the cause is. Now, a lot of people that go through life are like Mystique because they want to be like someone else that they're not. So all of a sudden, you meet someone and you want to fit in with them, you want to fit in with that friend group, and all of a sudden you start gaining these bad habits. Maybe you start gaining good habits. You know, you hang out with the right people that are making money, you hang out with the people that are building themselves, that are, you know, working out. You start gaining those habits because you become who you're around. So if you're around people that like to go party and like to smoke and drink, then you're going to become a person that might get influenced by that. And if you don't know how to say no to add on that, then you might also fall into that trap. And so you trying to become someone that you're not makes that very hard for you to be able to stand on who you are and to have a natural appreciation for who you've already built yourself to be. So I would definitely say find yourself finding self-love, because if you don't love yourself, then it's going to make it very hard for other people to know how to love you. It's also going to make you very vulnerable to other people because you won't even know what you fully like yourself. You're just going to kind of be going through the motions, and you might find someone that likes what you like. You might find something that you learn about yourself through someone else. But the thing is that if you don't understand what it looks like for you to love yourself, then it's going to be very hard for you to be able to accept and be confident in who you are. To go a part of the self-love aspect, another thing I would say is to be able to have a better self-talking method to yourself. A lot of people talk to themselves in a very negative light, and when it comes to understanding how to be confident in you, you have to understand that you can't be your worst critic all the time. Sometimes you have to learn how to appreciate the things that you've already accomplished. Because if you don't look at the things that you've already accomplished, then you're going to think that you haven't ever done enough. And so learn how to be able to be appreciative of the things that you've already accomplished, but understand that you're still going after bigger and better goals. So I would say improve your self-talk, because if you don't start talking to yourself better and appreciating yourself, then it's going to make it very hard for you to stay confident, because you won't ever feel like you're enough. Last thing I would say is be real with yourself. Make a list of things that you do not like about you, that you hate about you, that no one else knows. Go through that list, look at how you can start working on those things and start overcoming all of these things that you don't like about yourself. Because when you start going through these steps, whatever it is that you don't like, you're going to understand that's why you don't feel confident. If you start looking at yourself and you say, I'm fat, lose some weight. If you say you eat unhealthy, start eating healthier, stop eating out. If you said that you feel like you're a bad person whenever it comes to being a parent, it feels like you're not a good son, you're not a good daughter, start loving the people that are around you. If it looks like I'm not doing enough in my workspace, I don't have enough money, then find ways to expand yourself. That way you can start making more money. Find your ways of expanding your network. That way you can start making more connections with people who actually want to get to the top with you. It doesn't matter what it is. Make that list of things that you do not like about yourself and then start building from there. It gives you a starting idea of who you are, because these are things that you might not even think about on a consistent basis. It gives you an understanding of how to start working towards something bigger than just money and people. It gives you goals to have to start working after. And so make the list, go through it, start getting through it, and start checking stuff off. When you start checking stuff off, you'll start feeling more confident, because you feel like you're bettering yourself first as a person, instead of having to better someone else up by being in relationships and trying to network and trying to connect with different people. And that's what makes you feel like you're more confident in who you are, because you know you've built yourself from a person that wasn't who you wanted to be to now being a person that you can appreciate and love. Those are the top things that I would say to start having more confidence in who you are and gaining more understanding in who you are as well. Those things being said though, like the video and subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone that you think needs to be more confident or wants to build more confidence. If someone that doesn't understand their self-worth or their self-love phase and they're trying to go through it, send this video to them and show them how much you appreciate them. Until then, catch y'all later.